Hello, George. Thank you very much for purchasing a reading from me. Is him? Okay. Something is off here. Things aren't what they seem. I know that much. Okay. One of you is bound and one of you is looking for answers. I feel like things are flopping back and forth here. Like there's a confusion about who is who here. One of you is very burdened, the other one things are coming to a close for. And there's a lot of communication going back and forth, but these are all things that are holding things back. That's him. Alright, so I feel like you're burdened with the situation, trying to figure out what's going on, but there's communication going back and forth. But this is what's holding the situation back. The communication, the burdens you're feeling, and then the other person is coming to a completion of something. But I don't feel like that's going to lead into an era with you, though. Communication is always also leading into what's going to move on with the situation. I feel like the other person is kind of done. And I don't feel like you're going to go anywhere with this other person. And this is for Jessica. Jessica's side. Okay, this is Jessica. I feel like you might be confused about what you're feeling compared to what she's feeling sometimes. That you might get really into how she feels and almost take it on as your own. Now, what is going on? Because I feel like you're going to be alright with the situation. I also feel like you're going to move on from it. Ultimately, I see you moving on with the Eight of Cups. This is what your end result is going to be. But I also feel like you're in a good space when you do. Because it's kind of like it was a small fish and you're letting it go. I feel like something isn't right here. I feel like you're kind of caught up in something. And it feels like there's something there that has more value at the moment, more value than it really does. This other person is going in a different direction. I don't know. They're kind of. I feel like they're leading your life. They're leading your life. They're leaving your life, but they're leading you in a dead end, towards a dead end. No exit type thing. There's nowhere to go with it. The other person's stuck. There's not a lot they can do. This is Jessica, right? I feel weird about the name Jessica, or something about... I feel like something isn't right here. I feel uncomfortable with the name Jessica, but I don't understand why. It's not like I haven't known people in my life with that name before, but something about this makes me feel... the word Jessica, it feels like just a word. It doesn't feel right. I don't feel like there's anything you can really do here. I feel like you're willing to try. I feel like you're kind of... I feel like this person is pushing forth a lot of emotion, and I feel like you want to be a part of that, but there's not... I don't feel like you really are a part of that. I feel like it's just how it's going right now. I'm trying to figure out how to explain this. Because I feel like you're getting caught up in their emotions. I feel like they have... this other person, Jessica, has a lot of emotion that's coming towards you, and I feel like you're kind of absorbing it temporarily. But it's not really, it's not real. I don't know how to explain it. Because you're feeling it, so it's clearly real, but something isn't right here. It's all you're feeling it right now. I feel like you're having a lot of empathy for this person. But I feel like it's all this other person. I don't feel like there's much of it is yours. I feel like once you detach from it, you're going to move on relatively easily. Relatively. I don't. I'm getting this person is bound, that they're heading for a dead end. I don't feel you and this person ending up together, but I feel like something. I feel like something is false here. I don't. I don't feel comfortable with it. Um, Maybe it's whatever that is, that missing piece. I feel like you find out about it, because this is what helps the situation. Now, I don't know if you've seen this card before. This is the Ten of Swords. This means ruin, destruction, rock bottom. A lot of people refer to this card as rock bottom. This is on Jessica's side. This is what helps the situation. I feel like whatever's not right on her side comes to the forefront. And once you realize what it is, I feel like you let go. And I feel like you're looking at the situation like it was just a small fish. Not that you feel good about it, but you're just kind of like, you know what, it's not that bad. I'm just going to move on. And I feel like you do. I feel like you almost effortlessly move on. I feel like a lot of the emotion that you're caught up in right now is not really yours. I feel like you want to help and you feel the need to help, but something isn't right here. And it's ironic that when this, I feel like something isn't, there's something that's not the truth on this side. And when it comes forward to you, that you let go. I do feel you're letting go at some point, relatively soon. I don't really have a date, or like next couple months, 2-3 months, I'm guessing, because they're really not giving me a date. But I know a lot of people want dates or like some type of time frame. I'm not really getting like a time frame. Like something comes forward, and when it does, I feel like you're done. I feel like you're very dependable and you're honest with your emotions, but I don't feel like this is really what you want. Something isn't right here. Something isn't being said. I feel like Jessica is holding a lot back, but like here's where she is now, and I feel like a lot of these things are bound and she's not saying them. Like you'll notice the bound hands, not saying a lot of things. I feel like that's where she is right now. But once they're unbound, it brings her to ruin, and you move on. And I feel like that's the right thing to do. And again, it keeps coming back. I feel like there's a lot of emotion you're feeling here, but I don't feel like it's yours. I feel like you're getting caught up in her side. Like she's pushing a lot of information back and forth, and it's making you have a lot of empathy and a lot of caring. I feel like it's an honest characteristic of you to care for other people. And something isn't right though. And once it's seen, once it's in the daylight, I feel like you look at it completely differently, and you're just like, no. Also, if you want to kind of, I probably mentioned this in my videos, Paul McKenna, he's a British author. One of the books is How to Mend a Broken Heart. That will help you get rid of these thoughts. What was that card? The Seven of Cups reversed. It'll help you like empty these cups. These are thoughts. Like I feel like these are unwanted thoughts. As I'm saying that, I picked this up. It makes me feel like if you do Paul McKenna's exercises, it's How to Mend a Broken Heart is what I think it's called. You'll be able to empty these cups to get rid of those unwanted thoughts. You did say there's a secret. I don't feel like there's one. I feel like there's a few secrets. There's a lot being held back, but I feel like this person has to come forward with this. At some point, she's going to have to. But she needs to tell you. Okay. Is there anything? They're not really showing me much. I saw a flash of something really quick, but it's... I see a baby, but I feel like there's something untrue about that. Something's not right here. I feel like I keep coming back to this when you're asking me what secrets bind her, and I'm looking at that question. Yeah, you were right. There are secrets. There's a bunch, though. I feel like there's a bunch. I almost feel like it's a web of lies. I think you said web of lies. Did you say that already, or you had a different term for it? You said something else. You didn't say lies, but I feel like there's a few things that aren't right. The name Jessica doesn't fit for me either. I don't feel right about saying it. I don't understand why. She has to tell you. I don't feel like that things can go much farther without the truth coming out. There might be also people around her that tell you. There might already be people around you telling you. So I feel like the truth might already be coming towards you. And the closer that gets, the more that they tell you, I feel like people are trying to help you. And you might be trying to be objective about it, but the farther it goes, I feel like there's going to be proof. Some things aren't right. I'm getting some people already came forward and told you some things going on here. Something isn't right here. This isn't right. I don't like this, how this feels. Something isn't right about the child. I know that. But then there's other people popping in and out. Like, I feel like this is a complicated situation. I'm seeing a guy that I can't get a lock on him either, but he kind of fades in and out. He's like, it's on again, off again on her side, I think. Maybe for a long time longer. Maybe he doesn't talk about that as much. There's an on again, off again thing there with her. Doesn't seem to be necessary. Anything else with this? I know the majority of your questions, like, well, you only had 3. Actually, no, you had 3, and I think they're all about her. I'm almost halfway through the reading here. The third question is, are you caught up in a web of a covert narcissist? Is that what you said? I want to say that's what... I wrote it quick, but I want to say that's what you said. Defining it that way, I'm seeing, well, I'm getting like the energy here isn't, I feel like there's lies. I do feel like there's lies. How far that goes and the reason behind it. Covert narcissist? I don't know if it's that calculated. I feel like this person is just like, I just feel like they're going on whims and they're just getting, I feel like their life goes like this. To answer that question, I feel like this person just, it's become a way of life just to lie. And it's just one little lie after the next little lie, and it's just, I don't know. Covert narcissist? Covert narcissist. Possible. I just feel like there's a lot of untruths here. I'm more like concerned about the lies and the, like, I feel like it's one lie leading to the next, and it just seems like a never-ending spiral, like this vortex of just spiraling downward. I don't know what to say about it. It feels very I probably shouldn't laugh, but it feels like it's meant to be self-serving, but it's just self-defeating. I feel like it's self-defeat seeing as self, like, I feel like this person feels like it's working in their favor, but it's not, and I don't know, it's very odd. I feel like this person feels like they have to do it this way and that it's fine and they feel justified. But it's just self-defeating. It's just the farther it gets, the worse it gets. And just, I don't know. I feel like it's very self-defeating. I feel like it's a blind, like this person is blind to what they do. Even though I feel like they're very blind to what they do, and they just keep going in these negative spirals, and I don't feel a lot of ownership here. Is there anything else? Because I know the majority here, you know what I mean? Let's do this. I have a better idea. I was going to pull out some oracle cards, but I'm getting that this is kind of drawing on. I feel like I'm just kind of beating you to death with the same information over and over again. So let's do this. Where is it going with your relation to Jessica? Let's do a Celtic cross just to see where this is going. I feel like you're walking away, but there must be something you have to deal with here. Is it just the emotion. I feel like the emotion is more hers than yours. I feel like she's very engaging, but I feel like once you walk away, it doesn't really. It's not as all encompassing as it might feel like it's gonna be. I feel like it feels like a small fish, and it's like, well, there was some feeling there, but. What do we got going on here? Ugh. Alright, I feel like you're kind of stuck in the situation. Burdens, fast movement. You have feelings here. The other person is stuck. So this is where... Alright, so right now, where is this going? I don't feel like this is good. Where you're standing is the Two of Cups. Like, you have feelings, established feelings for Jessica. I don't feel good about it, though. I don't feel like... I don't know. I still feel like you're going to kind of walk away at some point, but you're going to... I still do feel like you're going to walk away. But it's due to the... But the lies have to come forward. And until they do, I feel like it's going to be one of those things where you're not really seeing it until... Well, let's see what comes up here. Before I get too far into this, because... Now the person... For yourself. No. Is there anything else? No. So this other person is very attracted to you. That's for sure. But is stuck. Something is binding this person. Something is holding them back. They're not moving forward or back. They don't want to talk about what's going on. I'm still getting like a moving on energy here. The question is how long before it moves on? What is happening? Because I feel like you're going to start conversations with her. But you're feeling very stuck in the situation and you're trying to see... I feel like you're trying to be very diplomatic or very sound in what you're doing. You're trying to think about what you're doing before you go forward. That book, Paul McKenna, How to Mend a Broken Heart, that can really give you an objective viewpoint. You might find it easier to follow your head than your heart. Not that I'm one to tell people to go against their heart, but in this situation, I'm not feeling good about it. There's a lot of burdens here. Everything is built on burdens. The Devil card is where you're standing. Like, I feel like you're not happy, you're feeling stuck. It's a very rough situation. Free yourself is the advice. That's the card right here now. Which it makes me feel like you're heart locked in it a little bit more than I realize. The Page of Rods tells me you're trying to find ways to handle this. Something has to come forward on the other side. And I don't feel like the information is coming that easily. I feel like you're standing in this position where you're working on it still. So where this situation is going, I feel like you're still looking to work on the situation, which is your business. I mean, this is completely for reference only, as I put on the invoice, for entertainment purposes only, so you got to decide what you want to do completely. You deserve love. I feel like you're seeing things more clearer, though. Something is coming forward for you. Even though it says you deserve love, something is coming to light for you. I feel like there's people around this situation that they've been trying to tell you things. And I'm feeling also that this person is not... Something is up with this person. There's a really strong energy with this person. I feel like they might come off as they need help or a little bit demure, maybe. No. What are we talking about then? Because they're very able. What is happening there? I'm not really feeling... There's like a smoke and mirrors feeling going on here. I don't... Alright, well that would kind of go along with like the lies thing. I get that. But what are we talking about? We got smoke and mirrors. I feel like there's kind of like a magic show going on here. And I also feel this person is going to move on. I do feel like this person moves on. I'm just kind of... I noticed in this reading compared to the last one, you had the Page of Cups, and you're letting it go. Something changed. I don't know what's changed, but now you have the King of Cups. But I also feel like he's taking his cup and he's leaving. Now, is this more of his strength? Because right behind him you have the Six of Pentacles, which is a very giving, charitable card. I almost feel like you give... I don't know. I'm kind of more feeling this is like cutting your losses and moving on. They're telling me that's what it more is about. I feel like this is more you moving on. I feel like you're cutting your losses. Whatever I've put into this, I'm not getting back. I'm not putting any more into it before I lose any more. I'm moving on. This is the final result, though. I don't feel like this is happening right off the bat. Something has to come forward. There's more conversations. I feel like the other person is trying to convince you of some things, and at some point, it feels like a repeat, and you don't want to hear it again. But I feel like you're still having a hard time not being engaged with it. There's a lot... The card Romantic Feelings keeps coming up for you. And you're having all this attraction, these love feelings. I feel like it's getting deeper. Like the more I look at this version, it feels like it's getting deeper. Something happens fast though, and things change. I'm getting the 8. This is the 8. The last 8 was I don't know what it was. I want to say it was the 8 of Swords. I wish I could find it real quick so I could just reference the two of them next to each other, but I don't think I'm going to find it because that never seems to happen in my favor. Basically, though, I feel like it happens fast. I don't think I'm going to find it. I was going to reference it so I could show you both of them next to each other, but not too shockingly, I can't seem to find it. It was a darker card. It was the 9. Alright, so it was the 9. It was the 9. So this is before, same time. Things change quick, but this was kind of hidden in the deck. On the bottom of the deck, you do have the 5 of Pentacles. I don't know. I'm trying to find like more of a silver lining here. I feel like when things happen fast, you're trying to be... You'll see it has keep an open mind and the Hierophant here. I feel like you're trying to be objective. But I still feel like you're going to move on from this. I still feel like you're going to move on from this. Something comes forward. But in this version of the reading, your feelings seem to be getting deeper into it. I almost think you're going to start pulling back and she's going to try to fight harder to keep you in it. That might be the difference here. When you try to free yourself, the other person tries to latch on even harder. And that makes it harder for you. Okay, well I guess that makes sense, but... Do we have any advice cards we can put through here? How much am I at? I'm at 24. I feel like I do feel like you're going to pull back a little, but the other person fights harder to keep you in the situation. Which I did not expect this to happen, I'll be honest with you. Something isn't right though, and I still feel like you're going to move on. Letting go. Alright, so we have a few cards. Alright, so the base of it is burdens. You have the peace card next to it. I feel like the burdens aren't really yours, and that's why the peace card is next to it. You're almost feeling through somebody else's situation. Somebody is pulling you in, and it's not really something you have to be involved with. It's like peace is right there next to it, but the deeper you get into this, the worse this feels. Now, your overall energy was the Knight of Pentacles with the heart-to-heart conversations. This is where we started. And now good cheer pops in afterwards. I feel like good cheer is saying you're trying to give things the benefit of the doubt. You're trying to see the bright side. You don't want to, you're trying to rise above it. But you're also feeling bound by it. You're trying to do what's right. You're trying to bring some more lighthearted energy to the table? No. What are we talking about with this card then? You're trying to stay on the outside of it? I feel like there's a need to detach from the situation as a whole. I got the health card for what's going on now. This is trumping the Devil, the Page of Rods, and the Free Yourself. I feel like this is mental stress. This is denoting that there's mental stress here, and I'm seeing a woman though having mental stress here. I'm seeing a woman, definitely a woman, dark-haired woman. There might be problems beyond what you can do anything for here. I feel like this is way beyond. I feel like your best efforts. You don't know enough about what's really happening, and there's something beyond that with this person. I'm seeing a dark-haired woman that's having a lot of mental stress that's causing you a lot of mental stress. But there's too much. Like I don't feel like there's nothing you can really do here. There's too much going on. There's certain things that happen behind the scenes that even if you did know everything, you still wouldn't be able to handle it. Like you couldn't. There's a certain mind chemistry that's going on here that I don't feel like you could find a predictable pattern to handle, or like it's how things feel for this person and what comes in and out and the waves that come over this person. I just don't. There's triggers and things like that. I don't feel like. I feel like this person might need somebody professional really to help them, and even then, it has to be a willingness to work with that professional to get any type of result, and that's a whole nother story on its own. Okay, I'm trying to find like something good here for you because I feel like I'm giving like depressing information here. The Hierophant, the Open Mind, the Fast Changes. I feel like what's going on here, the Glamour with the Mermaid Seduction. The Glamour is usually like a false, like a mirage. And the Mermaid Seduction is like kind of pulling somebody in, like trying to like woo somebody. So I feel like everything comes to light. I feel like everything comes to light. This person isn't right. Something isn't what they seem with this person. And I do feel like you're going to move on. You're getting the Let Go card in your thoughts area. I do feel you're moving on. I'm almost done here. I'm trying to find something different. I feel like I keep telling you the same things. It's what it feels like. I feel like the best part of the best piece of information I can give you is the Paul McKenna How to Mend a Broken Heart, because it will give you the stability and the strength that you're looking for to help you move on from this. They are warning me that when you pull back, she's gonna fight harder to keep you in, which may make it more difficult. In the future, it happens fast, but everything comes forward. There's people around you trying to bring things forward to you. I feel like you might not really be believing them right now. But if somebody around you, at least one person is trying to tell you something isn't what it seems. They're trying to push something forward, and I don't feel like you're really connecting to it. And while the other person, this Jessica, as I believe I'm talking to, does have feelings for you, there's things that are not being said. I feel like there's a bunch of lies. I feel like there's a bunch of them. It's not just one. But I feel like this person creates them. It's just, like, I feel like it's kind of nonsense. Like, just things are just kind of nonsense there. Things just happen too fast, and just things are said, and then, I don't know, I feel like there's a lot of nonsense there. Anything else? I do feel you're moving away at the end of this part. Because I'm gonna end up just rehashing it again. I'm gonna let it go here. Hopefully this helped. I feel like we went through all the questions. I just felt like I was kind of stuck in the mud with this whole thing. Like every time I connected to her energy, I felt like I was stuck in the mud, and it was just like fighting to go nowhere. And I don't feel like this is gonna last. But I feel at some point something has to change. Something comes forward before you finally become free of it, and then you move on. And it's just like I've invested too much. I'm not getting anything back from that, but I'm not going to lose anything more either, and you move on. All right. Hopefully this helped. I'm going to close this down and get this over to you as soon as possible. Thank you for purchasing a reading, and you have a good day.